Back from recess. We're now in session, and I'll take the two testifiers here in Kona, Joy, Cash. Oh, before I do that, Hilo, do you know how many testifiers you have remaining, Donna?
We have about 12 that came in today that's left over. We have maybe a whole bunch left from November 5th, but none of them are here. And as they do come in, Dee is checking with everyone that comes in. If they did sign up, we'll pull their name out of this list from November 5th.
Okay, but you have 12 that are there. And
yes.
Okay, we have about 15 here in Kona. Waimea, do you have additional testifiers?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one.
One. And Kohala, do you have any more?
We currently have one more, and we apparently have one more on the way, so 2 total.
Kimmy, do you have any in Pahoa?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 3 here in Pahoa.
3, okay. And Fortune, do you have any in Ka'u?
Madam Chair, we currently only have none here, but I hear that there is a group coming.
Okay, you just let me know, and we'll keep going. Thank you. Okay, Joy.
I'm assuming that you have copies of my written testimony, and that was prepared. But today I'm choosing to share with you an experience I had last evening. I viewed on my Facebook a young expectant father that testified in our sister island. I want to say Ka'au, but that's not Kauai. And his wife is on the mainland, and they've already identified his unborn son with an unclosed stomach. And as I say this, my body is chilled by these facts. And because I watched this video of this young man, I wasn't able to sleep last night. Because I so deeply feel that the decision here today will affect not only us, not only farmers, but our unborn children. This is our responsibility as human beings. There's no greater responsibility than this. And so I implore you to pass Bill 113. And, you know, the research can be done on the mainland. This is our responsibility to do the right thing today. So thank you so much for your consideration, all your hard work. Please pass this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Kimberly.
Good morning. My name is Kimberly Kikailo Hilani Brown. I am representing my kupuna and the future keiki of Hawaii. How disrespectful is it for people to say that they cannot grow here without pesticides to our past kupuna who have done it for thousands and thousands of years? How disrespectful is it to the younger keiki, the unborn keiki, who have no choice if this bill isn't passed to live with that? The seal behind you represents the islands of life. And by passing this bill, it is going against everything that our past kupuna, everything that our islands once stood for. And there's a better way to do this. We don't need Monsanto, we don't need GMOs here. They're kicked out of, they can't even grow or aren't even in the places where they originated. And that goes to show, like, why do we need them here? Thank you.
Donnie, is your testifier ready in Waimea now?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. I'd like to introduce Mark Longo, who is in support of Bill 113 and represents himself.
Yep. Hi, my name is Mark Longo, and I live in Waimea. I've lived here for 24 years. I also speak for my mother and father who weren't able to make it today. So all of the statements that I make, I've learned from a documentary called The World According to Monsanto. And it shows documented evidence for all of the statements that it makes. And so I would only say things that I feel are documented and are for real. So in this documentary, I learned that companies like Monsanto and other GMO companies their crops have pollinated non-GMO farms, and then these companies like Monsanto will sue these other farmers, this is ridiculous to me and shows how irresponsible and malicious the GMO industry is. My second thing is the other reason why companies like Monsanto are dangerous is that when there's serious health concerns that have arisen in testing and that scientists have spoken out about, their names and credibility have been demolished by these companies, and these companies have threatened to remove any funding from any establishments that continue to hire these individuals who have spoken out. Also pertaining to health, there have been countless amounts of documented instances where GMO products have been released to consumers when scientific testing has shown that these products are extremely dangerous and potentially hazardous to one's health. GMO companies have chosen to hide these potential hazards and release products anyway. I have shared these examples that underline the GMO's industry's irresponsible, malicious, and irreverent operations. These examples are just a few of a huge list which has been exposed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Dave, are the two testifiers ready in Kohala?
Currently, we have one ready to testify. His name is Peter Risley, representing Risley Farms, speaking in support of Bill 113.
Go ahead, please.
My name is Peter Risley. I run Risley Farm here in beautiful Kohala. And I am really for this bill because it's based on the precautionary principle, and that is really the bottom line on protecting our agricultural lands. And as a farmer, as an active farmer, I can tell you that my customers absolutely demand non-GMO foods, and it's very bad for our economy, a farmer's economy, to have GMO products. It's bad for our marketing, at least for the small farmers. The only thing it's good for is big corporations. But for small farmers that predominate in Hawaii, it's very difficult because the customer base doesn't want this stuff. We need labeling, but we need to start with this bill. Vote for 113. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kimmy and Pahoa, your next two speakers, please.
I have one gentleman that's ready. His name is David Breitler, representing himself in support.
Okay.
Good morning, County Council. Blessings on you for showing up one more time. I'm sure from all of the testimony you've heard, I mean, we must be making a noise, we must be heard.
Well, sir, I'm going to ask you to start over and reset the timer, please, Kimmy. because the mic is cutting in and out. I'm not sure. Okay, try again.
Yeah, this is Reverend Zeisler here, THC Ministry, representing myself and all the loved ones that can't be here. I'm sure you've heard plenty testimony from all the peoples that we don't want GMO here. And I'm sure you've all heard that Mexico has banned Monsanto and the Midland agro companies from existing in their countries. And I'm sure you've heard that President Putin has said that he'd create a war over this whole mess with Monsanto. So, I mean, we could be in a good example for the rest of the states if we make a stand and practice our faith in God. And maybe we see a better tomorrow. I remember the thalidomide incidents back in the 60s, and this is where we're going with this mess. I mean, babies with stomach problems, I mean, gastrointestinal. Scientists have proven that it's a fact. So please keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to Hilo next, but while I'm doing that, Randall Ruper and Paul Komara Jr., please come to the testifier table here in Kona. Okay, Donna in Hilo.
Our next testifier is Bill Walter. He's in opposition. He's to be followed by Glenn Colobong, who also opposes the bill.
Go ahead, the first testifier in Hilo, please. I'm not sure if your mic is on or if we are having some other kind of technical difficulty.
Good morning.
Thank
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
I think I said that when they landed on the moon, didn't they? Anyway, my name is Walter. I'm president of WH Shipman Limited, company that's been involved in farming here on the island of Hawaii for more than 130 years. Let me first start by clarifying a statistic that was understandably misunderstood by a young woman. What the ad said in the paper on Sunday was that farmers who produce 90% of the commercial farm produce on the island stand in opposition to the bill. That doesn't mean 90% of the farmers. It means 90% of those who present 90% of the commercial product on the island. You know, this bill started off as a bill against Monsanto and DuPont and other commercial giants. But your farmers and ranchers have come together to tell you they are not the ones who are going to be hurt. It's not the Monsantos and the DuPonts. It's the small farmers on this island. And I am here to tell you, these small farmers are farming 1 and 2 and 3 acres and less. And I see them when I leave my own home at 5 in the morning out in their farms working. I see them out in the farms at 7 o'clock at night when I come home. I see them 7 days a week working hard. And they've come to you and said, look, we're the professional farmers here. We're putting our lives into this, and indeed they have for 1, 2, 3, and 4 generations. And they are telling you that this bill has and will harm them. I would point out that it's important for you to recognize that in fact is the case. They do not say this scurrilously. They've taken a lot of time to come here and talk to you about that. I would point out also that much of what you hear about autism and other problems, and they're serious problems. But the difficulty is that the same has been said about inoculations, the same has been said about wireless technology, and it's because a common error is made, and that is correlation does not equal causation. I thought I'd get 30 seconds, no? Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker in Hilo, please.
Hello. Morning. My name is Glenn Colbong, and I'm a future generation papaya picker. I don't know, papaya farmer, and I'm opposed to this bill of 113 because we work hard to put food on your plates. So I suggest you guys give us respect for giving us a chance to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Here in Kona, Randall. State your name, please.
Aloha, good morning. My name is Randall Rupar, and I want to thank you, Madam Chair, and also the esteemed council. I realize that this is taking up your valuable time and also your commitment to our beloved Hawaii Island. I am in support of Bill 113, mainly because of my own, I guess, belief. And my belief is that this island, especially Hawaii Island, is an island that people come to because it's probably the closest thing to heaven that we're ever going to get on this earthly plane. And to have it be compromised by other entities that come in is something that I'm very, very opposed to. I'm more for something than I'm against anything. But the bottom line is this, is that Hawaii Island and all of the island chains have been really looked at for the past couple hundred years as something that is extremely valuable. And I would just want you to go deep inside of you and realize that there are people here who have farmed, who are farming, and who live here for a reason. Because, as I said, this is a beautiful place. You can go to anywhere in the world. I've traveled around the world. People ask me, why am I there if I'm from Hawaii? And I'm there because I want to see what the other side of the world is. And I just want to read something that I think is extremely important. And it's Ua Mauke Ea O Ka'aina I Kapono. And that means the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. I just want you to go deep in your heart and remember, there's one thing that I went in mind because I'm really into forgiveness. And I wanted to know something that was great about Monsanto and those things. I couldn't find anything. So thank you.
Mr. Paul Kamara Jr.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Glad most of you are here today. Yes. And, this is beyond us. This really is beyond us. This is about the battle of good versus evil. And you know what I'm talking about in your heart of hearts. There's a small group of people who are attempting to control how each and every one of us live on this planet. Money speaks the loudest. We've seen that demonstrated in 2 states where they have attempted to pass GMO laws. And what's wrong with all of this? I get my choice and you do too. Today you get to vote the truth as you understand it. And if you've not done your research on this issue, I do not commend you. So, no GMO labeling law in the United States of America. Why? Because money has bought us. They bought our votes. They've told us lies. We've heard some lies this morning, right here in these chambers. I would like to see this county do it the proper way. E Olapono. Please vote this law into effect. You know what you're going to do after that. You're going to watch this GMO thing very cautiously. And I believe that is what I do every morning when I buckle up in my car. I err on the side of caution. So buckle up and have a good ride. Aloha.
Let's see. Donnie, do you have any additional testifiers?
No, Madam Chair, thank you very much.
Okay, and Dave and Kohala?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have Susan Laughlin representing herself, speaking in support, making comment on Bill 113.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Hello. Thank you for having us speak to you. I am in support of this legislation, and I think it's real clear that it's about the money. With all due respect to people who earn their living thanks to GMO on this island, and there's been a lot of press and propaganda in that regard and in its favor. If it wasn't about making a lot of money, this wouldn't be right now. We have a job here to protect not just our island, but a lot more. This is a very big, big issue, this GMO, and you don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm standing here now supporting this legislation until we know a little more or a lot more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kimei in Pahoa, do you have testifiers that are ready at this time?
Yes, we have La'akea Carvalho representing himself, his family, and Kanaka Council in support.
Aloha, my name is La'akea Carvalho. I represent the Kanaka Council and also a Hawaiian subject. Part of the county council, I wanted to remind that you guys are responsible as occupiers to protect the people, and you must pass legislation or you'll be subject to war crime. It is good to believe that Dr. Kianosai as well as Kali Gumapak has gave you guys the proper awareness in these unlawful acts and implementations. So to you as the council members, we require and request that you take the proper actions into protecting the health and well-being of our people. I'm gonna go towards citing the part of the Department of Military Field Management, War Crimes is the land, Law of the Lands, Warfare, that's FM 27-10, and it's under Section 502, Section A, and that covers the grave breaches of the Geneva Convention of 1949 war crimes, and it says that grave breaches in which the preceding articles relate shall be those involving any of the following acts. If committed against the persons and property protecting by the conventions, willful killing, torture, or any unhuman treatments, including biochemical, experimental, killing causes great injuries, body health, or any extensions and distribution of any type of chemicals within the lawful island, within the unlawfully carried out. So as also a Kanaka that has a child who's been born of gastroschisis, I don't know if any of you have heard of Chad Pa, who did his testimony in Kauai. This is an increasing disability to young Kanakas here and birthrights, so this is a big concern for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Kimei, do you have another speaker?
We do not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, could I please have Sharon Williford and Subhadra Kakaran please come forward? And Donna, can you bring your next two testifiers, please?
Yes, our next testifier is Blake Watson. He is to be followed by Moani Silva. They are here in support of the bill.
Aloha Council, and thank you for supporting this bill, or at least I hope that you do support this bill. I want to give you a quick story that I feel really supports what you guys are trying to do today. In 2007, I was a board member for the Hamakua Agricultural Cooperative, and a year previous to that, the Hamakua Ag Plan had been finalized, and that stated that the District of Hamakua, the people felt through a year-long process that GMOs don't have a place in Hamakua agriculture until it's figured out that they're safe, and currently they're not doing enough safety studies, so they're taking a precautionary approach to GMOs. So as a board member at the Hamakua Ag Cooperative, I moved to have the board make the ag plan part of cooperative policy, and we did do that, and as a consequence, to this date, the cooperative, which runs about 1,000 acres of farms, that's about 80 farms, states that none of those farms can grow GMO crops. So what you have already is a group of farmers and a large body of people that already support this type of legislation. So I think that's important for you guys to know that you're on the right track with this bill. I'd also like to say something about something that's been said about farmers, 80% of farmers or whatever are against this bill. And I think there's been some serious discounting of people that are home gardeners. Just stepping back a moment to the early 1900s, during the first green revolution, which is really a chemical revolution with a greenwash, we lost 75% of our seed varieties. And home gardeners, people that have testified here, they're all farmers. They're part of an important farming system. They preserve identity preservation and adapted varieties to the local climates and conditions. And to discount them as not being vital to our sustainability, to being able to feed ourselves, to the ability to people feeding themselves is an important component for our sustainability. So I would just think that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, council members. I'm in support of Bill 113, and I represent myself, my ohana, my kupuna, and my keiki. As I was sitting in church this past Sunday, the pastor was talking about truth and choosing truth. As he was talking, he mentioned a passage from the book of Timothy that read, "Yes, and everyone who wants to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. But evil people and impostors will flourish. They will deceive others and will themselves be deceived. But you must remain faithful to the things you have been taught. You know they are true, for you know you can trust those who taught you." After hearing this, I knew I had to come here and share my thoughts today. My kupuna taught me about the ahupua'a system and about sustainable living and how sacred our aina is. My kupuna taught me that when you take care of the aina will take care of you, and there is a reason nature created natural barriers to prevent cross-mixing. With the ahupua'a, it was all about sustainable living and a sustainable lifestyle. Our kupuna and ali'i would never allow biotech companies to come in and take over their land. Everything our kupuna did was with mindful consciousness and to perpetuate the life of the land. Money and job security should not be a reason for chemical warfare. The land is sacred and not meant to be sprayed with chemicals. Our food must be our medicine and not our death sentence. We must all take a moment to think why GMO is banned in so many other countries if it really is safe. Our kupuna took care of our aina for us, and we must take care of the aina for our kupuna, our keiki, the future keiki who will be the future leaders of Hawaii. Kauai helped to put a stop with this GMO. Let us be next. Councilman, are you ready to have your ohana and keiki suffer from the effects of GMO? Because I am not. So please follow the truth and help pass Bill 113. Remember, life is perpetuated with a balanced relationship with the land. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. Here in Kona, our next speaker is Sharon Williford.
Aloha Council. Today I would like to represent the next generation. Many of my former students are now of childbearing age, and the surfers and the fishermen and the lovers of the ocean and the aina. They come to me with concerns and fear whether they should bring children into this world. Where is a place that is safe for them to raise their children? I would like to mention two of our local pro surfers, Shane Dorian and Tori Meister, have come forward to get on board, so to speak, and have joined the fight against GMOs. We also have Kelly Slater, who ran down the beach at the North Shore with Evict Monsanto on his board at the Triple Crown last year, and recently Garrett McNamara, who is much respected as a 100-foot wave surfer, has sent his statements and photos. Hopefully you've gotten them or will soon. I just wanted to say that this is wonderful that we have the support of people that really care and are educated and want to have a place. And I think that this island could be the place, a place of refuge for those that would like to raise their children in a better way. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Subhadra.
Good morning, Council people.
Is your light on?
Good morning, Council people. I want to again thank you, Councilwoman Ford, for bringing this bill forward. And I would like to say one of the things that I keep hearing over and over is that there's no money if there's no GMOs. But what I see when I go to the store, I pay sometimes as much as a third more to get organic food. That seems like good money. Even if you get a little less produce, without the GMOs, your produce is worth more. And the longer we go on, the more organic food becomes valuable. The market for organic food is expanding more rapid than any other part of marketing. So, you know, there is money to be made with farming organic. You don't need GMOs. Now, it's true the big corporations won't make the same kind of money if we don't buy their trash and their poison. If we farm healthy and keep ourselves healthy, we're going to cut in on the profits of the pharmaceutical markets because we won't need their medicines, and we're going to cut in on the profits of Monsanto and these people. But for ourselves and on this island, we can increase the amount of money we make by growing organic. We're the ones that are going to suffer the consequences if we don't. Well, I won't. I'm already old. You know, I'm thinking of the people coming after me. I come here from my sickbed to testify for people that aren't born yet. I thank you for your attention. Aloha.
Thank you very much. Back in Hilo, Donna. And while Hilo is bringing forward two more testifiers, I'd like to ask David Reitau and Myra Mann to please come forward here in Kona.
Chair, we have one more testifier.
Pardon me?
Okay, our next testifier is Keanu Lamwan, who opposes the bill. He is to be followed by Catherine Garcia, who is making a comment.
Hello? Okay. Aloha, Chairman and council members. My name is Keanu. I'm a papaya picker in Poa. Basically, over here, all I've heard is health issues and the problem with GMO and whatnot. Even though if GMO is true to be not healthy or whatever, there's still other things that are unhealthy on our island. There's obesity because of fast food restaurants and a bunch of other things. I'd just like to say that I am opposing it because I don't see the point in it because there's other things that cause health issues. Instead of taking care of this, there should be other bigger problems to take care of. Aloha.
Thank you. Next speaker in Hilo, please.
Aloha, kakayaka.
Aloha.
My name is Catherine Garcia, and I'm speaking in favor of Bill 113. I feel that this is a very weak bill, but it is a beginning. I really do not understand why the papaya farmers and other farmers are battling against this bill so hard because they are accepted. The only thing I've heard them say is that perhaps it casts a stigma on them because they're growing GMO profits. Well, if they see a stigma in their own mind, perhaps there is one. I think that for people, even if you do not remain convinced that the GMO crops in themselves are a danger to health, there is no denying the health risks of the Roundup and other pesticides and herbicides that are used on these crops. Anyone who has done any homework at all can find hundreds, thousands of medical studies around the world about the dangers of Roundup. These are poisons, toxic poisons. Roundup is chemically almost identical to Agent Orange, which was used in the Vietnam War. The federal government, through the Veterans Administration, is now paying out millions of dollars in disability claims and health care for veterans who were exposed to Agent Orange. It is a deadly poison. Roundup is a deadly poison. It is not a fast-acting, fast-dissipating poison. A lot of people say, oh, its effects are gone in a year. Perhaps in Puna, where it rains almost every night, it will be washed out from the soil. Guess where it goes? Into the water table and into the sea. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Here in Kona, David?
Chair?
Oh, I
Do I
know.
need to
I'll
turn
come back to
on?
Waimea.
Okay. Am I on?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Council. Thank you for allowing me to testify. My name is David Rito. I represent the Hawaii Macadamia Nut Association, and I'm opposed to Bill 113. I am fifth generation born and raised in Hawaii. I've been farming for more than 45 years. Most of that's been in export crops. And if you look at some of the research that's been done on food imports into Hawaii, we are importing somewhere in the neighborhood of in excess of $3.1 billion of food. We are growing very little of our own food. We need farmers on the land. I'm not talking about Monsanto big farmers. As a matter of fact, we don't have any big farmers on this island right now. We have small farmers. We need the small farmers if we're going to support ourselves and grow and eat our own food. And I think that all of this rhetoric and all of this emotions isn't heading us in the right direction. If we're going to pass some bill, it needs to be done based on absolute fact, and if we don't have the fact, we shouldn't pass the bill. I don't sense that we all have the facts. So let's go get the facts and table this bill until we do have the facts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Myra?
Aloha. My name is Maria Mann. I'm a wellness consultant and a writer here in Hawaii. I've been here for 8 years. I love the Big Island. And I'm here in support of Bill 113. And I appreciate all the incredible research that you all are doing to come to a wise decision. But I want to encourage you, first of all, to put the children first. And if we put the children first, then we look at the research. We look at what happens with GMO foods. GMO foods damage the organs, destabilize the digestive tract, and cause immune system failure, all the while disrupting the endocrine glands that control our hormones. GMO foods with the companion pesticides needed to grow them cause babies to be born with leaky guts and half-formed brains. One field of cotton stubble eaten by cattle for years killed the entire herd in one day after eating GMO plant debris. One day of eating GMO-infested plants, an entire herd dead. Do you want this to endanger our children? GMOs are a ticking time bomb. Nobody wants to eat them. That's why the corporations are fighting GMO labeling all across the planet. If we can keep our planet safe, or our island safe at least, from GMOs, we will be doing humanity a good turn. Let's make a stand here, the last stand against GMO foods. Keep our children safe. Food ought to be medicine, not Frankenfood's poisons. People are forced into using pharmaceuticals and undergoing unnecessary surgeries for diseases caused by GMO foods. Again, GMOs are a ticking time bomb. Diffuse it here, now, in Hawaii. Let's grow good medicine, let's grow good food, and let Hawaii be the home of good medicine. Mahalo for making the right decision. Put the children first. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Dave and Kohala, you have another testifier.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Our next testifier is Sarah Ann Perez, representing herself and her ohana. She will be finishing Gail Perez's testimony, speaking in support and making comment on Bill 113.
Whatever they used to sustain the crop affected my health greatly. Every time they burned the sugarcane, I had to leave the area. Respiratory illness was bad, not to mention the skin rash that was hard to live with. And there was damage to the ocean too from the runoffs. Once it all stopped, my health improved. When corporations come to Hawaii to use her, many times they abuse her and much good is lost. But we overcame the pollution that was time then. But what we are talking about now could change things in a way that we would not be able to fix once it is allowed. I am a firm believer in prevention. I see by the past that we must prevent for the future of our keiki something that could devastate them. My tutus were leaders. They were local district representatives, magistrates, senators of Hawaii. I read about them in the old newspapers. All what they did was for the good of the people in our islands. I am sure it was not easy for them, and when they would not comply, they were sent to Kalaupapa. Sorry if this is not what you want to hear. My point is doing the right thing is not easy many times. I leave you with these quotes that Tutu Liliuokalani said in hopes you will feel the Kuleana too, County Council members. She said, love of country is deep-seated in the breast of every Hawaiian, whatever his station. Also, she said, to gain the kingdom of heaven is to hear what is not said, to see what cannot be seen, and to know the unknowable, and that is aloha, love. We love what we have and want to protect her. Support remarkably in solidarity, Bill 113. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. Okay. I'm going to go back to Hilo, and right now I'll ask Lori Farrell and Shante Brown to please come forward here in Kona. Hey, Donna.
Our next testifier in Hilo is Keanu Lamwan. That person is opposing the bill, to be followed by Catherine Garcia. No, I'm sorry. Michael Magamba is here opposing Bill 113, to be followed by Merle Hayward, who will be supporting the bill.
Good morning, Council. Michael Madamba in opposition. Numerous times the introducer of this bill has been described as very courageous in introducing this bill. Well, it's obvious the definition of courage differs from mine. The introducer of this bill has agreed on numerous times to meet with key stakeholders to discuss this bill, and no attempt has been made to this very day. And to me, that is very cowardly. This is cowardly attack on small farmers and ranchers on this island. And to everyone that has suggested that, papaya farmers should explore the possibility of organic papaya farming, I challenge every single one of you to include this county, to come and show us how to get this done. Put your money, your time, and your hard work where your mouth is, and come and show us. If you're not willing to do that, then I suggest that you guys stop telling us what to do. And to the council members, when you guys vote today, think of this. Do you guys think that banning GMOs in this island is going to decrease the use of pesticides? This talk about GMOs and organic farming is not the talk we need to have. Ask yourselves this. Is the banning of GMOs going to decrease the use of pesticides compared to conventional farming? I think not. If that's the way you guys want to go, then ban pesticides, don't ban GMOs. The county uses the most pesticides on this island, and nobody ever addressed that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker in Hilo, please.
Aloha Council members, my name is Merle Hayward, and I'm one of those home gardeners that Blake mentioned, and my produce feeds my neighbors, goes to the natural food stores, and to Honolulu to make value-added products. I want to cite an editorial in today's Honolulu Star Advertiser. The title is GMO Action Begs Better State Policy. So they're looking at it above the fray. that's going on in the counties. After an outpouring of public sentiment in recent months, culminating over the weekend with political drama, the Kauai County Council's action to affirm a new law regulating pesticides and genetically modified crops underscores the need for more decisive action than the state has mustered to date. The state must recognize that what's happened on Kauai, citizens compelling county officials to take action, are fanning the flames for a cogent policy, but not one that overrides the cutting-edge work the counties have done on the GMO issue. To all parties and stakeholders, the newspaper editorial states, take a deep breath and step away from the legal threats and obstacle hurling. Keep in sight the goals of community, health and safety, and transparency. Recognize there are reasonable ways to communicate and to ease valid concerns that have been fostered by lack of disclosure and information. I want to thank the council for your months of hard work on this. Please vote yes. Mahalo.
Thank you. Thank you. Here in Hilo, here in Kona, we have Lori Farrell.
Aloha Council members, my name is Lori Farrell. I'm proud to say that the Hawaii Farmers and Ranchers Alliance is united in opposition to Bill 113. That includes 97% of Hawaii Island agricultural revenue and almost 3,000 farmers and ranchers. We, the undersigned farmers and ranchers and floral and nursery growers, collectively produce more than 80% of the food and agricultural products grown in Hawaii. We urge you to vote no on Bill 113. We are in the field every day trying to make a living and improve the food sustainability in Hawaii. Yet we are under attack for using a tool, biotechnology, that is regulated and approved for use in the United States. We support public policies that include all types of agriculture production, including natural, organic, conventional, and cutting-edge technology, so we can continue to provide you with the food and other farm products, even as we compete with insects, weeds, and invasive species. Biotechnology can reduce our use of other pesticides, help us prepare our plants for climate change, and may even reduce the need for costly artificial fertilizers by enabling plants to convert the environmentally safe nitrogen in the air to form in a form that they can use. This invaluable tool helps us reduce our dependence on imported fossil fuels and lowers our cost of food production so we can keep food affordable for everyone. You know us, we are your friends, your relatives, and your neighbors. We are proud and honored to produce the food for our communities and for our own families. We ask that you use facts and not the unfounded fear. We humbly ask you to support local farmers. Mahalo for your support, signed by the Hawaii Coffee Association, the Hawaii Farm Bureau Federation, Hawaii Macadamia Nut Association, the Hawaii Cattlemen's Council, Big Island Banana Growers, Hawaii Forest Industry, the Hawaii Beef Industry Council, Hawaii Floriculture and Nursery Association, the Hawaii Papaya Industry, the Pork Industry Association, Hawaii Tropical Flowers and Foliage Association, the Hawaii Island Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii, and too many more to list, but the list is publicly available. Mahalo.
Thank you. Auntie.
Hello again, my name is Shanti Brown and I support Bill 113. Please vote with no amendments. I feel really bad for the papaya farmers because it seems like they're forgetting that they're also businessmen. And if your business is failing, you should look to improve it. Without you guys here with this bill, public opinion will still change. It already has changed worldwide, and they should realize that. If I had a business where I sold only red cars, and I realized that every year I lost 10% of my profits because people don't want red cars anymore, I'd buy white cars or blue cars. You know, I wouldn't keep doing the same thing. And it's just time for us to change. Thank you.
Thank you. The next two speakers to please come forward here in Kona is Dustin Barca and Kaulana Poe. But first we'll take two in Hilo. Donna, go ahead.
Our last testifier here in Hilo is Jeffrey Shaw in support of the bill.
Hello, my name is Jeff Shaw, and I just want to say that, you know, when the farmers are speaking, I don't understand their fear because we will continue to eat. So as long as people are eating, there will be revenue for farmers, you know? I mean, that's just a simple fact, and consumers out there are less and less interested in eating GMO products. So if your whole stance is you have to grow GMO, then I don't think you're going to succeed because, you know, the consumers will decide that in the end. I don't know what you're hearing from the other side, from your suppliers, you know, and maybe you should be sharing some of that with us because you seem to be very fearful. I'm not fearful. I mean, if I have to just grow my own food in my own yard, that's fine with me, you know. I don't have to depend on the farmers, but I wish that the farmers would be more appreciative of the people who buy their food, because those people are speaking loud and clear that what they don't want to eat is GMO. Up till now, it's been hidden in the processed foods that are killing everybody. But if you want to try to bring it out into the open, it's not going to work. And, you know, just see the writing on the wall and, you know, grow the food the proper way and support Bill 113 because it's going to be best for everybody in the long run, including all the farmers.
Thank you. And that's your last testifier in Hilo?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you very much. And we'll go ahead with this.
Madam Chair.
Yes?
Sorry, this is someone. We have 4 testifiers here waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, after the 2 in Kona, I'll go to Pahoa. Okay? Thank you, Dustin. Is the light on the mic?
There we go. Aloha.
Aloha.
My name is Dustin Barca. I represent Ohana, Kauai. We flew over here in support of the bill today. Just really want to commend you guys for taking such a big step for the future of your island and natural resources, which is something that we already have threatened on our island of Kauai. Our drinking water has been poisoned. There's atrazine in our drinking water. Our families and friends are getting sick. You know, what you guys have is a unique chance of preventing what is already going on our island. And I really respect the fact that you guys are going out of your comfort zones and taking that step for the future. So, mahalo. One thing we need to realize about these companies that are practicing this style of agriculture is that they're the largest chemical corporations in the world. These aren't just food manufacturers. They don't just grow food. These are actually the largest chemical corporations in the world, creating our food, genetically enhancing their seeds with their chemicals for resistance. So their style of farming is threatening to everything we love. On Kauai, they're already, you know, they spray 6 times more poison per acre than anywhere else in the country. And that alone is just very disturbing to me, and that's why I'm so involved in this movement for a better tomorrow for our kids and our natural resources. You know, you look up these companies and everywhere they've been, you know, you Google them and you read their Wikipedias and
summarize, please, sir.
You realize everywhere they've been, there's been nothing but sickness, death, and destruction.
Thank you.
So prevent that. You guys have a chance. Time to put human health over corporate wealth. Mahalo nui.
Thank you very much. Okay, Kaulana.
Aloha. My name is Kaulana Poi from the island of Kauai. Beautiful garden isle, which is being threatened. I come as a warning because it's in my backyard. I watch it go on. I know people's families. They're my families too that have gotten sick. And, you know, they're even my family members and friends that I know that work for these companies. And I think they've been pretty disrespectful to us on Kauai. They threatened them that they'll lose their jobs for us just to know what's going on. They've threatened our county that they're gonna sue because we just want a little bit of buffer zones because our kids have gotten sick. And you know, we have the doctors that came out, testified. We have the statistics from scientists because we went through this many of times. So it's all there. And it shows that there's something wrong and we need to do something about it. And I think that's why we're here today, because we know that we need to stand up for something that is not right. And it kind of just breaks my heart to see my island go the way that it's going right now, but at least we have a breath of fresh air that we did pass a bill, which is really weak. And you guys have a great opportunity to close the door on these global chemical companies. Because it's pretty scary. I live there. I'm coming you from ground zero, the test sites. You know, I feel really bad for these papaya farmers and stuff, but hey, we're here to come talk about it and make a solution. So, umo ke o kaina I kapono. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo. The next two speakers, please come forward. Barbara Moore and Peggy McArdle. No? Then Derek. Is it Derek Brock? Oh, yeah. You can go ahead, ma'am. Okay. State your name, please.
Hi, I'm Peggy McArdle from Kailua Kona. I've been here in Hawaii since 1975. I have 3 children, born, raised, educated. Now they're parents. I have 5 grandkeiki. First of all, I did send in testimony, and we'll read some of it, but what I've heard today, I'm just astounded. I heard earlier testimony that there's more priorities that need to be done in this county. I couldn't disagree more. This is your highest priority. You need to take care of the sacred land of Hawaii, our children, the seeds, the land, the air, the ocean, the water. If not, what else matters? Okay, I fully support Bill 113, prohibition of GMOs for the county of Hawaii. No controlled human trial studies exist on genetically modified organisms. Biotech claims GMOs are, quote, substantially equivalent, unquote, to natural plants. But for their patents, GMOs are substantially, quote, transformed, unquote. That type of double dealing is unacceptable in Hawaii. The biotech ag companies fail to abide by the precautionary principle when bringing their product to market. Our fragile environment and ecosystem requires us to be extra vigilant as stewards of the land for future generations. 5 reasons why GMOs are a recipe for global famine. 1, patented seed. 2, soil infertility. 3, monocropping, loss of biodiversity. 4, terminator seed technology. 5, dependency on a centralized food system. GMO agriculture is the opposite of sustainable. Please pass Bill 113. Mahalo.
Aloha Council, my name is Derek Brewer. I'm with GMO Free Hawaii Island and Eco Hostel Hawaii. I can think of numerous reasons to pass this bill across every spectrum of logic. We have scientific reasoning ranging from the fact that we are using a new life form and introducing products that have never been found in nature before. We are introducing proteins from other animals, other plants, and things that we have never even conceived of that have been made in labs. We do not know the effects of these on the environment, on people, animals, or the insects. We know that in social reasons that the entire world, 63 countries have banned, labeled, or limited GMOs in some way or capacity. South Australia in the past 2 days has extended their ban to 2018 on the banning of genetically modified crops. As far as health concerns are, we know that We are affected by this. We have numerous people that have testified to it, whether it be the GMOs or the associated pesticides. As far as agriculture is concerned, there are certain facts that are unarguable. Contamination does occur. If we bring in more crops here, we will contaminate all of the seeds and all of the crops that exist on this island. Whether they farm 1 acre or 100 acres, they have the right to be able to grow all of the crops that their families and our ancestors have grown for thousands of years. Our crops and non-GMO crops will not affect a genetically modified crop. However, a genetically modified crop will alter a non-GMO crop. This is an unarguable fact, and this is a documented case. Contamination is the rule, and patenting is the greater threat to that. The fact that the farmer's existence has been about saving seeds, about controlling the supply of their seeds, about breeding their own seed supply and their own strong plants. If we do not control the seed supply, if we have to purchase our seeds every year from a manufacturer, then we are not in control of our food supply. Environmentally, we are damaging the insects and the bees. The GMO products do hurt the insects. These insects are also the beneficial insects that help keep diseases such as the ring spot virus in check in the first place. Please support Bill 113. Thank you.
Pahoa, Kimi, do you have your next 2 testifiers, please? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Madam, you talking to Pahoa?
Excuse me. Could you please state your name and start your testimony? There's something wrong with the
First we
microphone.
have from... Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, first we have Salome Legman, representing her family in support, and following her will be Annalie also in support. Aloha, my name is Salome Lagman, and I represent my Ohana, the Lagman Ohana, the Barron Ohana, and the Martinez Ohana. And we all support Bill 113, Draft 3, and we're asking that you please vote no on GMO. I just want you guys to remember what a paradise we live in, and please keep Hawaii free of genetic interference. Let the Aina live. Malama the Aina, and the Aina will take care of us. No GMO. Mahalo.
Thank you.
Aloha. My name is Annalise Lofile. I will speak on behalf of myself and my family, who have been landowners here in Hawaii for over 20 years. We would just like to say that we are in support of the ban of GMOs on the island of Hawaii. Thank you.
Thank you. Kimi, do you have more testifiers there in Pahoa? I'll check again later. Here in Kona, Brooke Ohohoff and Sven Galambos, please come forward. Is the green light on your mic? Okay, you can go ahead.
Hi, my name is Brooke Bonhoff, and I'm in support of the bill. I'm actually lived in Hawaii for about 10 years. I'm from the mainland. My family has been over here since Hawaii was a state. America was built on family farms, and Hawaii, especially pre-Captain Cook times, the Big Island supported over 800,000 people using land management and resource management. And the 3rd and 4th generational farmers that are here today speaking in opposition of the bill, their families all built their empires and fed their families without using GMOs. Agribusiness in the mainland is putting the small family farm out of business across America. In every state, their own website even lists the reasons they're suing family farms that choose not to use their seeds. So I'm not clear on why the farmers think that Monsanto and the other agribusiness companies involved are going to support them in the long run. I think we all here want to support the local family farm, the local farms, and we all want to eat local, clean, organic, and good food. If anything's come clear of this testimony, it's that this community will rally around and help our farmers. I don't think that any of them are going to be put out of business, but I think that GMO has been put out of business in many states and many countries. As soon as it gets labeled, the consumers don't want it anymore. So I would like to just tell the farmers and thank the community for the fact that, you know, we're all going to support you, and don't support something in the short term when this is a very long-term issue. Also, obviously, to protect our beautiful land and to keep people wanting to come here and to live here and keep Hawaii thriving. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir?
Yes, my name is Sabin Galambos, and I wanted to especially thank those brothers who came over from Kauai and I hope you actually heard what they had to say, because they really are at ground zero. And you know, it's silly for you guys to sit back and think, wow, you know, maybe there is, you know, science behind all this, that this is a good thing. But I want to remind you about tobacco science. Remember tobacco? You know, 20 years later, they're still saying, oh, tobacco is, you know, there's no proof that tobacco has ever caused even a cold, any kind of sickness. Now think about this. We banned, this county, this state has banned smoking pretty much anywhere. Yet the industry, and this is the problem I see with GMO, you know, genetic engineering probably was benign, you know, and it maybe could have helped some people, fresh. You know, it really probably could have helped some people, but science needs money. Who stepped in? Chemical companies. Who has taken over the industry? And who is driving it now? Chemical companies. The same people who came up with Agent Orange now want to introduce it into the food stream. You have a chance to stop this. You have a chance to vote today and stop it today. And I so thank you all for being real, having a heart, and caring for the people who elected you. Because, hey, I was beginning to have some doubts about you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to check with Hilo one more time. Donna, do you have any other testifiers?
There's no more testifiers in Hilo.
Okay, thank you. And in Waimea, Donnie, do you have any testifiers?
No, thank you, Madam Chair. We have no testifiers.
Okay, Dave, in Kohala, do you have any more testifiers?
We have 2 more testifiers, Chair.
Okay, 2 more. Would you like to go ahead with your 2 then?
Okay, our first testifier is Lisa Andrews, representing herself, Lee Riddle, Tia Samu, Aileen Harvey, William Zilowski, Ephraim Martinez, speaking in support and making comment on Bill 113.
Hello, Council. Thank you again, Margaret, Wille, for allowing us to educate our world and our community on the effects of GMO. I'm hoping you'll pass this bill today. The video of the discussion and vote that I hope you get to today will be viewed by millions forever around the world. I would like to say that I have real high hopes for what you do today, and having it be Pono. My daughter wrote a piece that didn't make it in her last testimony. She rewrote it last time, and I thought I wanted to refer to it. It says, what is Pono? Pono means to do the right thing right now. You think about what I am saying, and also think about if you are doing what is Pono. My best friend lives on an organic, non-GMO farm. On that farm, it is okay to run barefoot because they do not spray poisons or fertilizers. It is pure organic. Please pass this bill today. Now, I did also want to refer to a video documentary that is on Margaret Willie's newsletter that everybody should take time out to watch. It is about an hour, but it has to do with the criminal activity that Monsanto will stoop to own the seed and the future of an entire country. And they did this in Canada with great detail. That movie is done very well. Thank you.
Our next testifier in Kohala, Sharon Haight, representing her family and friends, speaking in support and making a comment on Bill 113.
Aloha, and thank you for the opportunity to speak out against GMOs for myself, for my family, and for future generations. It is emotional because our life, the life of this land, depends upon your decision today. I applaud Kauai. I'm so glad you overrode another person who's willing to go with the money instead of what's right. So please, God bless you all in your decision making today, and please vote for this bill 113. Thank you.
Thank you. Dave, is that your last testifier in Kohala? Dave? Well, okay, let me just check in Pahoa then. Kimmy, do you have any additional testifiers?
Yes, we have one testifier here.
Okay, go ahead, please.
We have Mr. Jeff Weber representing himself in support.
Okay, and keep.
Good afternoon. Is the microphone on? Okay. Good afternoon, Council. My name is Jack Weber. I'm a primary healthcare physician. I've followed all of the testimonies and will summarize the main points in favor of passing Bill 113. Number one, the GMO papaya industry is exempt, and the small fees for registration are no reason to prevent this crucial bill from passing for the protection of our island. Two, abundant good science shows the harm of the GMO industry as well as their fallacious claims, all of which have been previously presented by numerous testifiers. GMOs are not a sustainable method of farming and are not part of the solution for a planet in peril. GMO agriculture and conventional or organic farming cannot coexist due to pollen and pesticide drift. GMO agriculture robs organic and conventional farmers of their choices and livelihoods. Organic farmers have to pay significant costs to test their plants regularly for GMO gene contamination. This is not fair. Peer-reviewed studies show that traditional breeding outweighs genetic engineering claims to cope with climate variation and climate change conditions such as drought and increased global temperatures. A previous testifier erroneously recommended just the banning of pesticides, but banning pesticides is not enough. Both GMO foodstuffs and pesticides are proven dangerous. Banning GMO will not reduce pesticide use if one understands the issue of pesticide resistance, creating super weeds and super bugs. Bill 2491 just passed in Kauai, limiting the poisons from the GMO industry. We need to join with our Kauai ohana and prevent that chaos before it has a chance to take root on Hawaii Island. I brought with me today a petition to Mr. Illigan signed by 1,200 supporters of Bill 113, many of whom are Mr. Illigan's constituents. The letter outlines the scientifically evidenced consequences of GMO farming, how it's not part of a solution to the most serious problems we face, and I asked Mr. Illigan, who's my representative and whom I voted for, to reconsider his position on this bill. I'll leave this petition and signatures with his aides here. Thank you. Please support the bill with confidence.
Thank you very much. And then that would be the last testifier in Pahoa, if I'm correct.
Yes, there are no other testifiers here right now.
Okay, thank you. And Fortune, do you have anybody else in Ka'u?
No, Madam Chair, we do not have anyone else here in Ka'u right now.
Okay, thank you very much. I have one more testifier who has signed up in Kona, and that would be Linda Berry. Please come forward. And I'm going to ask if there's anyone here who does wish to testify to please sign up at this time.
I already signed up.
Oh, yeah.
I already signed
Okay. Would you like to go first then?
Yes. Aloha.
Aloha.
My name is Fernando Salas. I'm an organic farmer. I've been on the islands for 38 years. Originated from South America, Colombia, and following up with the GMO, I have been in touch with friends from Mexico, Chile, Argentina, Peru, and I also have experienced a little bit of activity, GMO activity in Ocala with the island dairy in Ocala. I witnessed tumor removables, cattle constantly dying, sick animals. And to continue with my testimony, I'm really happy that Sister Fern from Kauai testified that the recent discovery was that the federal government allowed these biotech companies to do research and to practice these biotech practices. And the same token, what has happened in South America, these biotech corporations, they brainwashed our federal government and our politicians with the intention that they were going to produce food for the world, enough food for the world. And in the name of good politics, they implemented bad laws. Some of the politicians in South America, they say, I'm not perfect, it's not my mistake. They con me, So I encourage you people, I encourage every politician here to take a stand, to be honest, Even these farmers here, these biotech farmers here, the papaya farmers, they've been exploited. These corporations, the family farmers, the small, these large commercial farmers, they're the one making the money. The employees, they're not making any money. They don't, maybe minimum wages.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Linda Berry, please.
My name is Linda Berry, and I've come from Pahoa today to speak to my council in person. I am for Bill 13 with absolute reservations. I call this poisons for politics and profits. The amendments and issues surrounding the grandfather papayas, corn feed for the dairy cows in the floral industry, and whatever other abominations await in our fields, the loopholes abound. This should never be about coexisting with big biotech. This is but a diversion away from the truth. This is about not allowing big corporate biotech poisoning and control of our very seed, soil, air, and water. This council heads up the Commission for Public Safety. If ever there was a public safety issue, this is it. This is a golden opportunity to keep the public safe. This is about having a clean and healthy food source, which will soon become impossible if this travesty against nature continues. We, the people, need to amend and pass a bill that bans all GMOs from this island. This is what all the biotechs fear the most, is individual counties banning the GMOs. I'm scared. This council is unique in that it handles also public safety issues and mass transit. I propose that we transit in mass all GMOs off this island and provide a safe haven from these poisons. Okay. Where am I? Let's see. We, the people that have educated and enlightened ourselves on this issue, know we are being involuntarily poisoned. We, the people with the understanding of the ramifications on this issue, say no to GMOs, period. It's a public safety issue here, and I beseech this council to ban GMOs from this island and amend this bill for public safety's sake. Thank you.
Thank you. Miranda Watson and Keiko Bonk, can you please come forward? And while you're doing that, I'm just going to check one more time with all of the outer sites. Can anybody please just shout out or let me know if you have any additional testifiers? Thank you. Then Miranda, you can go.
Hi, my name is Miranda Watson, and I'm just here to say that I think the bottom line in this is to look, if you want to look at the money, look at the organic industry and how it's growing throughout the world. I mean, if we bring in GMOs now, that's something that we're pretty much going to decimate. And I really think the issue at hand here is, this is America. It's about choice. If we bring GMOs here, people aren't going to have a choice to grow their own organic food without having to take an extraordinary amount of precautions. I mean, just look at the papaya industry. Do you know how hard it is to find a genuinely organic papaya on this island now? I work for Island Naturals. It's really hard to find safe papaya, and that takes testing, regular testing, which takes money for the farmers who can't afford it. So, in organic industry, it's like many people have already said here, the science is behind it, that, it really is what can help grow, and it can, the pests aren't really such an issue if you're really using organic practices. There are ways to do it safely. So I just encourage you to think about that, is that, if you do this, if you take this money now, that you're pretty much, canceling out a huge industry that could create lots of jobs and lots of money for this island down the road. You're pretty much ignoring, saying, okay, well, I guess we're never going to do that, because there's no arguing about the cross-contaminations that GMOs cause. So I really think that if you look at the numbers and how organic is growing, people are putting their money behind the safety of their food. They want to know that their food is safe, and that's something that's in your hands for all of us right now. And just, as an American, I encourage you to please allow us to have a choice. Let's not look at whether it's safe or not. We can put that aside. Give us a choice as people, whether we want GMOs or not, because we're not really going to have that choice if we're bringing in to grow our own organic food. And it's something that's a safety issue. We always fear, what if the boats stop coming? We can grow our own food. We can provide it for ourselves, but only if you allow us to have that opportunity.
Thank you. Hiko.
Aloha, Council people, women and men. Hi, my name is Keiko Bonk, and I'm here today speaking for my Waimea Ohana, the Bonk family, who are organic farmers. My brother Seizan and my younger brother Ken, who both been farming for many, many years, not only on this island, but on Molokai as well. And I think it was my brother Seizan who left his papaya seed for one of the last organic non-GMO papaya farms on Molokai. Very good papaya. Both of my brothers and my extended family, my grandfather was a farmer when there were only organic farmers in Hawaii. He started farming in Hawaii many, many generations ago on Oahu and Maui. It's hard work to be a farmer, and that's why my brother's not here today. And I think this young lady and a lot of the young people that are coming out to talk about the organic farms that exist here, most of the organic farms in the state are on this island. This is the island that holds the potential because we have the most land available for young farmers and for people that are going for that new market. And not only in terms of rotation crops, but for bees and honey and all that. This is the island that has the land. So I think, I congratulate Margaret Wille and all of you for introducing this bill and for introducing a bill that will protect your farmers that are already in the works of trying to create a new market for the world, and that is the organic food market. And you have to listen to their voice because they're here now, they're small, and they cannot compete with these larger farms industries wanting to come in and take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I believe that concludes the public testimony, or those who have signed up. I'll just give one more check out to the outer sites. Does anybody still wish to testify? Hearing none. Our plan today is to close public testimony at this time and to recess for lunch. Council members, would you like to reconvene at 1 or 1:30?
Let's say 1:30, just so the public knows that Zendo is not here because of car trouble, and
Okay.
I just would like
I'll make
to
that
sure.
announcement. Mr. Kern.
Or
Okay.
what?
We can vote.
He is on his way.
Madam Chair, would it be
Mr.
good to
Nishi?
just read it in right now?
Yes, I
Yeah,
plan to
okay.
have the clerk read the bill into the record, and
Okay.
then we'll take a lunch recess.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, Madam Clerk.
Testing. Bill 113, Draft 3, amends Chapter 14 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended by adding a new article relating to genetically engineered crops and plants, prohibits open-air cultivation, propagation, development, or testing of genetically engineered crops and plants, exempts persons currently engaged in these practices except for testing in locations where such activities have customarily occurred, provided those locations are registered within 90 days of the effective date of this ordinance. Also exempts current and future genetically engineered papaya cultivation, propagation, and development, provided the locations of such activities are registered as provided in this ordinance. Requires all persons engaged in any form of cultivation, propagation, development, or indoor testing of genetically engineered crops or plants to register annually and to pay a registration fee for each location annually, beginning within 90 days of the effective date of this ordinance. Allows the council to grant emergency exemptions. Names and locations contained within the registry may be withheld pursuant to Section 92F13 of the Hawaii Revised Statutes. Introduced by Ms. Wille, first reading October 15, 2013.
Ms. Wille, you want to make a motion? Your mic.
So moved.
Okay. It's been,
What motion? Bill 113, draft? To approve. Draft 3.
it's been moved by Councilmember Wille, second by Councilmember Ford, to approve Bill 113, Draft 3 at second and final reading. I'm going to hold discussion till after lunch, so at this time we'll recess until 1:30. Thank you very much for everybody for coming out and for all that you have said and testified.